Hey, greetings, friends, and welcome to Jacque Reach, Trenton 365, Trenton 365 Community Calendar. All those different things are wrapped up into these conversations that I'm having with the sole intent of building a better community for everyone. Unbiased, non-judgmental. Come to the table. Let's have a conversation. Hear what I have to say. I will listen to what you have to say, and let's connect others to this so that we can build a better community for everyone. I'm going to be bringing my new friend on, Titus Lionking McMillan, who is new to the area, but there's always some PSA types of things that I'd like to get across to folks. One, I want to give a big shout out to my really good friend and sister in Christ, Stephanie Register, and her nonprofit organization called Recovery is Essential. Now, Recovery is Essential is an organization that is bringing people together who are in recovery and providing them an opportunity to meet with others, to network, and to just have encouragement. It's culminated with a one-time-of-year event that they have. It's called the Recovery Ball, because many people in this area have not had an opportunity to go to a prom or a cotillion or something of that nature. So Stephanie Register and her team have put together the Recovery Ball, which happens every year. And this is a substance-free event, open to the public, open if you buy tickets, of course, and open up to all the folks and families who want to come and enjoy all the festivities of an event like that, but not have the adult substances there that could trigger someone. So give a big shout out to Stephanie Register of Recovery is Essential. She can be seen on Saturdays at the Trenton Farmers Market located on Spruce Street in Lawrence Township, New Jersey. Also want to give a big shout out to Podstock and to the whole crew over at New Pod City. That is Will Foskey, Frank and Christina Sasso, and all of the wonderful artists and hosts that are on there. Stay tuned, folks. Jacque is coming over on Podstock as well, over on New Pod City. And finally, I want to give a shout out to the city of Trenton. The city of Trenton has been trying very diligently to address quality of life issues. A lot of folks have had questions about different things, about roadways and illegal dumping and things of that nature. But I'm telling you that the city of Trenton has this program available, and you can call Trenton Cares Love Our City 609-989-0311. 609-989-0311. And the reason why that number is so important is that if you see something, hear something, feel something that is not an emergency, like something happened to someone, but if you see litter, if you see illegal dumping, if you see a light that's out, a curb cut that's broken, a stop sign or a sign that's down, you can call 609-989-0311. And there you can speak to someone, have as much information as possible, make it easy. That person will take that information and then pass it on to the proper departments. I'm excited to see this happen because many years ago, as part of the Trenton Civic Trust, we helped to implement a program of this magnitude. And I'm sure this is some sort of a culmination of that. So big shout out to the city of Trenton. You can also reach out to them by going to their website, or emailing, should I say, concerns@trentonNJ.org. Concerns@trentonNJ.org, or call 609-989-0311. So if you, your organization, your business, nonprofit, etc., would like to be a part of the PSAs that are going to be broadcast over this program, just send me an email. You can do that at Trenton365show@gmail.com, or visit the website Trenton365.com, or on the social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Trenton365. Send me a direct message, and then we can go from there. Now, to this excitement that I have. I'd say it was about maybe 6 weeks ago or so, I met Titus Lionking McMillan. He reached out to me on social media like many folks do, and we started a conversation, and we've got a growing relationship. We've had an opportunity to have a couple of conversations via phone. We had an opportunity to meet in person and for me to give him a tour of our building, Hub 13. So we're going to be working working Titus into what's happening at Hub 13 as well, 13 West Front Street. So without any further ado, I want to bring on Titus Lionking McMillan. And while he's coming on, you can see that he's a very handsome man. He dresses fabulously. He's definitely got a great style and everything with the way he presents himself. Accessorizes awesome. Check out these glasses he's got on today. In addition to that, just a little background information. He is a multimedia specialist. And when I say that, he does a little bit of everything: photography, videography, production, has all of the equipment. Some of you can see in the back of the studio where he is. He is also a man of the cloth, meaning he is a pastor, he's a motivational speaker with a hyper focus on trauma and getting out of that trauma. We're not going to get into too much detail about that because this is really an introduction and to encourage you and yours to reach out to Titus Lionking McMillan to schedule some time with him, maybe a cup of coffee, Zoom conversation, or to hear some of his production work that he's doing in and around this area, but also up and down the East Coast, and see how he can be incorporated into some of the programming that you have, whether it's for the children or it's for the seasoned population and all 5 generations in between. He's got some information to share with all of them. So Titus Lionking McMillan, I'm sorry that you had to sit here and listen to all that stuff. I know it's putting you on the spot because our conversation, that is not your thing. You got work that you need to do and you want to get the message out. Can you please just take a moment, give a general hello, and introduce yourself better than I did?
Hey, listen, that was amazing. And thank you so much. And everything, the way you PSA, everything, it's just been amazing. But I am Titus Lionking McMillan. I don't know what I am because it's so much that has made me to be what I am. I just kind of fit in where I fit in and hope that I've provided a place for safe spaces, some covering, some hope, and a light that shines in darkness, because I believe that all of us have the capability and the power to change somebody's frown into a smile. You know, you just got to invest that time, right? And be willing to be selfless and know that you were just there 5 minutes ago, whether that's 5 minutes ago, a year ago, 1,000 years ago, whatever, you were just there. You know what it's like to need somebody to say hello, just to see you, hear you, and let you know that there's another presence that's paying attention. That's Titus.
Well, Titus, thank you so much for that. And there's this warmth in your communication style, which I think is evident to folks who are sharing from personal experiences. And that's something that you made very clear to me, that you're speaking and sharing about trauma and helping people get through that from your personal experiences.
Yeah.
I'd like for you to back up a little bit, because again, there's so much here to digest, but I want to make sure that we kind of touch on all of it, just so that people can get a chance to hear who you are. And then when I bring you back again, we can dive down on some very specific things. Can you talk about, first of all, what brought you to Trenton? Because I mean, it's one of those crazy things, how energies come together and then how you and I connected. So can you just talk about like how Trenton became the space where you are now?
So I don't know exactly how I got to Trenton because it's the last place I wanted to be, right? But I was in the process of looking for a new place to stay, living in my car due to circumstances that happened, divorce and all these other things, and just a plethora of things happened at one time. But the one thing I realized is, if it's happening to me, it's happening for me. And if it's happening for me, it's got to be about something I'm going to learn, right? And in regards to what the circumstances were, I was talking to one of ladies that helped me, and I told her I wanted to move to a loft, right? She's like, well, let's start looking, right? And she found a place called Roebling, which I didn't move there, but something just told. I woke up. Things happening when I wake up. I woke up. I went online. I found this space, and I was like, I called them. I knew I probably wouldn't get it, but here's the thing. First thing I heard was, you probably won't get it because you said you won't get it. And if you don't try, you won't get it. I called the lady. She told me she didn't have anything. Then she called me back, told me she had. She said, but it's based upon your income, your credit. I said, well, don't worry about that because it's all jacked up, right? Call me back. Listen, this place was about as big as a sardine can, and even the sardine couldn't fit in with all the stuff I got. She called me back and said, I said, well, wonderful, you got it, you're approved. I said, what you say? You approved, okay, no problem. When can I move in? Mm-hmm. You know, I like the little space, you know, but if there's something else, she said, by the way, I got a 1-bedroom. And ended up here. That wasn't the end of it. So, because a lot of stuff going on, a lot of hurt, a lot of pain, a lot of all that, right? But I'm processing. God, you got me, right? You got me. I know this is. And what happened is, when I got here, it's like your credit didn't get you here, your income didn't get you here. You're here on assignment. When I tell you that 3 days that I'm here, I'm already put into a mental health crisis that I got to help somebody work through. Ended up at a place I'd never been before. Met Frank, his wife. He don't know me, just engaging. Next thing you know, I'm at the smokehouse, 1911, in the back with the councilwoman, Marge. Marge kisses me on my cheek, don't know me from Tom Adams' cat, Dick Gregory's mouth, nothing. I'm in. She's giving me her phone number. She's like, oh, I want to talk to blah, blah, blah. It's just like I had 40 friends, like 40 friends. Like, you ain't going nowhere. Like, we need you here. And it just matriculated to First Fridays, which, and the art center and all these places. I've never been. Now, mind you, I'm having about a depression at the same time because, you know, but I know what to do and I know me. It's like, Titus, you don't have time to get depressed. Because if you get depressed and you go hide yourself away, somebody's hurting and you're going to miss them all. Right? Got it. Having chili because I don't feel like cooking. Love to cook. Joe's Saloon, Joe's Mill Saloon, the best chili in the world. Oh my God. And just sat there and made friends and people just, well, how'd you get it? Conversations. Then people start telling me about their marriages, their relationships, just out of nowhere, which is normal for me. Found out that I'm a, Christian therapist. I got a background in psychology, trauma, anxiety, art therapy with children and, brain health professional and all that stuff, and a photographer, videographer, artist, author, poet. And I'm saying, well, damn, I do a lot. But man, I'm here by assignment. Here by assignment. And the crazy part about it is the one thing I said to God, protect my heart. And brother, when I tell you, he's even done that. So I'm not going to cry here, right? I'm going to just stop.
You got it. And I want you to know that anytime you're with me, it's a safe space to do that because I often wash my eyes in public as well. But I'm cool with that.
Yeah, me too.
I'm cool with who I am. And I know that when it does happen, it does a lot more helping than it does harming me. So thank you for that. Now, you touched on so much, but you touched on the community. How you've been embraced here in Trenton, in this region. And I know sometimes folks think that this region is kind of tough. It's hard. It's, maybe challenged. There may be issues with finances and poverty and communication and the diversity that we have here. But I always look at those things as strengths and opportunities to grow, especially when we start peeling back that onion and saying, hey, why are a certain group of people doing these things systemically? probably not because they want to. It's probably something that they've been trained to do. So how do we unpackage those things? And hearing that a professional like you is here doing the work as well, and you've rattled off so many things: Podstock, 1911, Joe's Mill Hill, Artworks. You're a poet, brain health, art therapy, Christian therapist. All those things are things that resonate, I believe, with what is needed here in the city. When we talk about how we can embrace you as a city and as a community, what are some of the things that you, as a relative newcomer who has a skill set and talent and an ability to do something, how can we support what you're looking to do?
So, what I tell people all the time is a conversation is a glass of peace, right? And we can drink hope together, right? If we just embrace engagement, right? And thank you for the accolades of being an attractive individual, because it was very hard at some point to even, see myself.
Mm.
But did the process, did the work and everything. What I look for is people just a hello. Because for me, a hello is an opportunity to say, hey, look, I hope you had a great day. I hope that you smiled at some point. And the truth of the matter is, hey, let me buy you a cup of coffee. Not because I want anything from you. I just want to be able to give you some of the joy you've given to me just with your presence. So I'm an engager and I'm a dot connector. I'm open to whatever. Let's have a conversation. Starbucks meet up, and just let's chat it up. And if by reason we come together and there's something that happens that clicks, it works, I'm here by assignment. Here by assignment.
Well, I have and I like doing this, picking up on different things that different people say and giving them the credit. That's one thing. Now I'm gonna give you the credit, whatever it is, because there's no sense in me saying, "Oh yeah, I came up with that." No,
Yeah.
I love the idea and the concept of on assignment. Now, on assignment, for a lot of folks, especially I think people who don't know military or don't know that type of structure or law enforcement or whatever, they may think of an assignment like a teacher gives you an assignment or something like that to do. In your own words, can you take those two visions, like an assignment that a teacher gives you while you're in school, but also an assignment that you may get because of your work? But I'd like for you to talk about it, what I think is where you're coming from, the assignment that you've been given spiritually.
Yeah. So a teacher gives you an assignment to say, I want to see that you've achieved the academic skill that we set out for you, right? My issue with that is you teach everybody the same way, right? So that's a problem in and of itself. But she gives you just to see if you can master the skill set, or at least the equivalency of it, right? An assignment given in this aspect means I'm positioned here by something other than myself who knows more about the situation, and I'm the solution to the assignment, which then has the assignment falling apart in front of me. Mm-hmm. And then allowing love to put it back together with grace, compassion, mercy, and relentless effort to give yourself to somebody else's chaos. Mm. And that's without writing a prescription, doping it down. What we're here for is to coach you into hope, to train you for love, and at the same time, carry you through darkness with one light. And that's the light that's inside of you. You've never seen shine so bright. That's the assignment.
when we chatted over at Hub 13, 13 West Front Street, I'm gonna keep plugging that. That's my spot with my boys, Damon and Flip. Make sure you come by and check out this maker space, artist enclave, so to speak, studio space. I'm working on some things with a cafe, etc. But Titus, I know that we don't have a lot of time, and I had asked you if you would be so inclined to come back on a regular basis and be my guest, so that I could open up, what opportunities I have and access that I have to provide an opportunity for you. I felt something the way you approached me in public, how you followed up with me on social media, and there's a perseverance that's there that I think is important that human beings have sort of lost. Sometimes you gotta just circumstances, you may have to be persistent just because of circumstances, and that's it. It's got nothing to do with the people involved, it's just the circumstances. And you were very candid about sharing about your circumstances and how the circumstances of what you've been through, whether it's spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, and how you want to pour that into others. So, like you said just recently, so that they can relearn who they are, they can love themselves, they can have hope, they can grab tools, they
Yes,
can have tools with them so that they don't have to worry about when that thing pops up in their ear and says, "Oh, you're this." No, I got a tool to fix that.
right.
Um, in the last few minutes, I'd like for you to maybe do a little monologue because I was so warmed by a couple of them that you've done with me. Maybe do
Wow.
a monologue and then share your contact information because I really want folks to get in contact with you, whether they're individuals, organizations, nonprofits, small businesses, etc., government agencies, because you can come and do small or large trainings. So if you could do a little monologue about your work, and then share your contact information, and let's see what we can do about getting this moving.
Okay. So I'm certified in a plethora of things. I got away from the the government side of it. I stopped taking insurances and all those things because it didn't work for the people who needed to see me, wanted to see me. But I have a few doctorates in clinical psychology, Christian counseling, and have honors from the government of Canada. I'm a diplomat in psychotherapy. Um, you know, and again, I got so many letters. I don't know what I got, but what I tell people all the time is, I'm certified in anxiety, certified in trauma, certified in as a mental health integrative um, professional, which in terms of what that means is we help people with their mental health issues through diet, right? And proper ideology. Certified brain health professional with Dr. Daniel Amen and Amen Clinics out of New York, Chicago, California, Mexico now. They are here to open another post. Certified as a trauma professional. Um, um, and graduated from one of the gold standard schools of coaching, which is the Functional Medicine Institute and Functional Medicine Coaching Academy. And I'll tell you, for me, that was where I learned how to prioritize myself, right? Because I'm so giving and I put so much effort into coaching, training, marriage counseling, couples counseling, individual counseling. And my lion's den, which is for mentoring, Black men and people of color. But that does not take away from our other counterparts who have been with us in this journey of taking away taking away racism ability to I say castrate us as human beings, right? Because there are other people we have to bring into it, but we have to prioritize us first, right? Because we have a diaspora of people who have suffered in ways that, unimaginable. And I'll just say this, just to plug this, there's a book called Medical Apartheid, right? And Black Mental Health Guide, the Mental Health Guide to Black Issues. I am a person, I'm frustrated with the care system that we have, which is not a care system, it's the sick system. But the benefit of a six system is that the corporate America and the powers that be, they have access to money. While the people who have the sick care that they're providing to you, you continue on with sick care and you never get into health care. Just like you never get into mental health because you're always surrounded by mental illness that's that's called mental health. But mental health is doing all the preventatives that keep you sane, sober, and alive and vibrant. Mental illness is the response of unanswered stress, overworked for less than $10, given the ideology of disaster or unanswered hope, right? So when you have unanswered hope, all you have is desperation. Desperation is the gun and the bullet coming together and say it's over, right? And so suicide becomes the best option because it stops the pain. The problem is the pain may continue after you're gone from this life because you don't die. Nobody dies, right? I know that's a little deep, that ain't what we're talking about, but I just put it out there. You're never going to die because you're a spirit, right? Spirits don't die. Yeah.
Titus, I kind of want to, I'm sorry, I may go over a little bit of time here, but my notebook is still up here. Looking at communities like Trenton, with all the things that you've done and you do the work that you do, it's a harvest, it's a field that's ready for this type of work. What would you like to say to some of the folks who are here, who are residents, who are living in the area? They may not see this region as in need of someone of your ability and your services. Can you just touch on that? We got about a minute.
Okay. So what I would say is, first and foremost, as Black and brown people, Latinos, never be afraid to ask for help, right? Because help is something you don't feel like you need, you don't know that you need, but if you ask for it, it should be answered because it's another level of changing where you are, right? So when I got here, just to sum it all up, I saw the desperation. The Muslim, the fruit of Islam, they invite me over, right? Met a gentleman at Galilee Baptist Church, powerful pastor, good friend, Reverend Harris. There was so much going on. He asked me to sit on with his drug addiction and head it up. But the fear that people have, number one, because of the pandemic, that there were 5 pandemics. We just talked about the COVID, but there's racism, and then there's economic, and then there's, now we have 6 pandemics because there's food disparities, right? Food is going up astronomically. I used to buy a honey bun for 25 cents. Now it's $3. Makes no sense. That's a honey bun. But here's the other side of that. The medication that we need, it's a root, a fruit, a plant, a tree, or a root, a fruit, a plant, herb, or mineral. They're wiped out. They're being wiped out. You get cloned now. You get imitation because we keep going to McDonald's paying for their wholesome food, which is causing greater sickness because the fries are laced with formaldehyde, which keeps them golden. So we don't understand food. Food is medicine. That's what Hippocrates said. Let thy food be thy medicine. But I say this, the thing that we need to have more conversation about is living life to its fullest extent. I'm talking to people now, love at 50.
I'm sorry, Titus, I got to cut you off. We are out of time. Titus Lionking Smith, or excuse Titus Lionking McMillan. All your information will be up when I share this network on the networks of WIMG and Trenton 365. Titus Lionking McMillan, thank you for your time. Remember, folks, it's always about justice, peace, and humility.